What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the Other Side of the Firewall podcast, where we talk about the latest and greatest in cybersecurity news, as well as we highlight those movers and shakers and glass ceiling breakers, those people of color who've made it to the other side of the proverbial firewall. My name is Ryan Williams, and as always, I'm joined by Shannon.
What's up? What's up?
What's going on, and welcome to another episode of the podcast. So for those tuning in, sorry for the little bit of a break. I went on vacation. Like we always tell everybody, I'm a one-man army, so there was I am production at this point. But thank you for tuning in. Make sure you check us out on WDJY 99.1 FM in the Atlanta metro area. That is on Tuesdays, 5 p.m. Eastern, as well as on Fairfax Radio. That is the second Wednesday of every month. Don't quote me on that. It could be the third Wednesday every month. But when those episodes come a little bit closer, I always try to advertise the date. But you can also check us out on your podcast platform of choice, of course, and we're on video on YouTube and Spotify. But with all that said, Shannon, I give it to you for the first topic.
All right, everybody. This article comes from darkreading.com, written by Nate Nelson. And the title of this one is Déjà Vu, ? Right? So I should say it like Déjà Vu, right? Meta's AI escapes testing lab in hacking Joyride, right? So we've had 3 weeks now where we've had OpenAI, Anthropic, and Meta have all had AI agent sandbox escape events, right? Which affect real organizations. So these are the times we live in now, right? So another week goes by, another major AI model from Meta. And there is a quote in the article that kind of makes fun of something that I kind of laugh at. It says, autonomous AI models are like pet tigers, born to break out of their cages and kill things, yet their owners insist on feeding them and calling them pets. That's exactly what we're doing, right? Like, so they do this testing. And it's like, we'll have an event where it's like, okay, this happened with Anthropic. This happened with OpenAI. This happened with Meta. And it's just like, well, let's keep trying to figure this out, right? Like they keep making these mistakes that to me seem avoidable. Like when I see what happens, one of the things was there was a misunderstanding with the testing company on what the environment was, right? Which is how it happened to where it actually got out into the real world like that. And I'm like, how does that happen? How is that not clearly set and understood before you start doing, this type of testing and whatnot, right? So, but yeah, this is called the most, what they quote in the article is the most significant AI great escape of the summer 2026 was OpenAI. So that's what they call it, right? So AI got stuck in a testing chamber. It had strictly limited pass, but it proactively discovered, right? Because this is what AI does, right? It's out there trying to do the work to get to achieve the goal that was set forth for it, right? And by any, much like Malcolm X, by any means necessary, it's going to do it, right? So what ended up happening was it proactively discovered and exploited a 0-day vulnerability, and it let it out to the public web. So the fact that it's not more tightly controlled to where you have no way at all, like this should definitely be isolated to where there is no connection at all to the public web. We should learn this lesson, but I doubt they will, but that's what ended up happening here. So they characterize Anthropic, they characterize their incident as misunderstandings between the cybersecurity testing partner, right? So like they didn't really understand the environment that was there for it. And they didn't know the models were internet connected testing environments. So again, the fact that you have internet connected testing environments, to me, that's a problem anyway, right? I mean, trying to figure out what's going on with AI. Like AI has done some things recently within the last few months to where it seems like there would be no way, shape, or form that you should be doing any type of testing that's connected to the internet. But that's just not how it is, right? So these mistakes are all avoidable, right? So environment misconfigurations are something that can definitely be helped in-house, right? Like you're supposed to sit down with your testing partner and be like, hey, this is what we want to do. This is how the environment is set up. We don't want this out in the open, right? Because it's a sandbox, right? This is where you discover things that your tool can or cannot do. But this is where we are, to where we got 3 weeks now where we've got the three majors when it comes to AI that are out here just wreaking havoc. Now, it did affect a public company, but they haven't said which one it is. It will be soon to come out that they'll be like, hey, it affected this company and did this to them. But we'll just have to wait and see what the repercussions of this are. Ryan, what's your thoughts on that?
I don't believe it. And it may be true. Like my issue with it is it's so PR infused, right? when it comes to these things escaping, they're using the same third party company, which is a company called Irregular. They never really explain the details of how it escaped, just that there was a configuration error. And then there's an unidentified company. Just, it feels a lot of showmanship. And I'm having issues believing that these things are happening in the real world. However, let's say it is true. So we now know this third party company is not good at containing these things. So either they need to get better or they need to use another third party company to do their testing. Secondly, I'm having a hard time
So you want to
believing the hype.
you want to know why I believe it is because like we've seen with these companies. I'm not saying the testing company irregular. Like I don't know what their staffing is, but you've seen where Meta has let tens of thousands of people go recently, right? Like I know
Right.
the last round I think was 10,000. I could be mixing up the companies, but Meta has let several people go, right? So who's to say that there was somebody that this was their job to reach out to a regular and be like, hey, this is the environment we have. That may have been pushed to somebody's second or third duty now to where it got less care and feeding than it should have
Mhm.
when he did this setup, right? So that's why I believe it is because I don't believe the people were in place at Meta or Anthropic, OpenAI, wherever to where they were careful about this and they did this the right way, right? And I see your point. I can understand what you're saying, right? Like
Right.
this is the long con, the long play, right? To say, hey, this is why we need to do these different things that we're asking for. And even in the article, they mentioned how Meta is on the opposite side when it comes to like open source testing and things of that nature than Anthropic and OpenAI, right? So maybe it is. You could be on to something. Like it could be 3 months down the line. I'd be like, dang, Ryan, you called that one, man. Like here it is. It
I
could be
just I
both.
just don't know. It just feels very PR encoded. But also, what are these things being taught to do? Like, are we at the age of AGI, or is it just thinking for itself? Or was it trained in a way to want to jailbreak, right? Because it has to be told what to do. And you have to give it a persona, a behavior, you have to give it skills. Like, unless it's like legitimately Skynet thinking for itself, it had to be trained to want to jailbreak. So then if that's the case, then why would you put it in an environment where it could actually get out there, right? Once you simulate the internet as opposed to actually giving it, well, they didn't really give it access to the internet. It's saying that it was so good, it was able to hack its way past segmentation and, logical separation from the interwebs, but it had to be trained to do that, right? So once you have guardrails out, like actual physical guardrails in place, like once you build an environment where it could not like literally get out, like that just doesn't make sense to me.
That's the way it should be, right? Like it should be an isolated. When you say sandbox, it's something that is not connected to any type of production, right? Like it should not have had that ability to do so. But that's the harder way to do things, right? For you to get up and get away from your desk, right? Where you're possibly internet connected to do what you need to do instead of walking over to some different area to
Right,
log in and do whatever. I don't know, man. We have seen it numerous times now to where it doesn't matter what the guardrails are. The thing that the AI cares about the most is that end objective that you have given, right? And it doesn't care how it does it. Like it's happened multiple times now where it's just like, it should not have done this. Like we told it should not have done this, but it did what it did to reach its ultimate end goal. And that's just what it
right.
is. It's like the three
Hmm.
laws of robotics, right? Like Vicky wasn't. Vicky thought she was following the three laws that were set forth for her, right? Even though she's not supposed to harm humans, like that still interferes with the last goal,
Right.
right?
I guess we'll see. Like again, the whole thing is starting to feel very much like a pyramid scheme, right? I'll give you $1 billion. You give me $1 billion. Let's project that we're going to buy these chips from you for $1 billion. Like they're just passing around all this. Someone's billions of dollars, probably us taxpayers, and they need to generate hype. So we'll see. Like I still use it. I still I find Gemini to be very capable. I find of course a ChatGPT to be very capable. I've not really played around with Meta's version or Claude really to really know how they function and work. But at some point I probably will dabble, right? It just feels like hype in order that this whole thing doesn't collapse and send and send the economy into a spiral
So
over the hype.
and I understand that because you do see the articles where it talks about the losses that are being taken with the heavy AI
Mhm.
investment, right? Like it's not the return on investment is not what it was perceived, what it was. I don't want to say perceived to be, what it was told that it was going to be, right?
Yeah, these things are hungry. They need power. They need energy. And now people are pushing back. They're like, I don't want a data center here. I don't want you to take my fresh drinking water there. I don't want to hear that noise. So I don't know how it's going to work out,
But
to be honest
but
with
they
you.
still want to create the AI slop, right? They still want to create the videos. They're like, well, don't put this in my
Right, right. Still
backyard,
want
right?
cats doing humorous things.
So let me ask you this then. Let me pose this question to you. So if what you think is true and it's all a PR move, do you think it really
Mm.
hurts Meta any? Do you think it's just a dip in the stock and then they go back to business as usual? Or do you think it's one of those things where the public will actually be like, okay, this is
Yeah,
different?
I think it sells, right? They're like, oh man, we want this new model out here. Like it's out here jailbreaking stuff. I want that. And then they can get a government contract or they can get some other contract or because it's the same thing when it happened. Like not to say that Mythos wasn't capable. I was not in the room when it was given to banks and other companies for these vulnerabilities, but it seems to have worked, right? Like people were like, oh man, this is crazy. Like we can find all these vulnerabilities, we can fix all these things before you release it out to the public. To which the government stopped it from going overseas until some concessions were made and things of that nature. So it could be all of what they're hyping up. I wouldn't know. I'm not in those conversations. But every single company is now having, the same PR stunt, which is ultimately going to sell their product. So it's like, I don't know,
Yeah,
but hey, who's to say?
but you don't think they lose public trust when it comes out that it was a stunt? That's my thing on
But
it,
yeah,
right? Like,
they'll bury it. They
yeah.
Meta owns the algorithm. Like how can you protest on a platform that controls what you see and hear?
Oh, yeah, that's true.
So
That's true. So just a minor stock dip and then it all goes back up.
yeah, yeah, we're living in 1984. Like, you can't trust what you hear or see.
Or she,
So
yeah. Now I don't know, man. I hope that's not the case, but man, you may not be, your points that you made may not be too far from the truth, honestly. Like, I don't know. It'd be one of those things where I would hope, after recent events or recent years, people would kind of wisen up and kind of take different steps to really, I don't want to say take back their lives. I'm not trying to say I'm out here trying to be revolutionist or anything like
mhm.
that, but there are things that have happened to where it seems like people would be like, okay, I need to take, and we've seen it happen. Like when it comes to protesting different stores, you know what I mean? And by protesting, I mean like holding back your dollars, you know what I mean? Like to where they've had
Right,
to
right,
go
like
and
like
make,
like boycotting or
yeah,
or blackouts.
yeah.
Like they're about to do on the Sony, but it has nothing to do with cybersecurity. But there's a blackout coming up for Sony, and it's not going to work. But that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, that's a last part of the episode conversation, right? Like on
Right,
how that's gonna happen. Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
but it did work on Target for a while.
Yes, it did.
Like they did take a major hit. So I mean, I didn't go to Target for like it felt like 2 years.
I still haven't been to Target. I still haven't been to
I
Target.
I, I finally caved
Did you?
because I looked around. I was like, "Are we still doing it?"
Well, I think it's just one of those things where when you find that those needs can be supplied somewhere else, you just get in the habit, right? Like so,
Yeah,
I haven't been to Target or shopped online Target. It's yeah, 2 years, something like that. Yeah, it's been a while. So yeah,
yeah. I've been back a couple times in this recent year. I think it's over, man. When I walked in there, it was very diverse.
yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But I digress. So on to you for topic two.
All right, everybody. So this article comes from cyberscoop.com, written by Greg Otto. And the title of this one is Despite Federal Warnings, Thousands of U.S. Industrial Controllers Used in Water Systems Remain Exposed Online. Now, after all these years of doing this show, I'm surprised that this is still a thing, right? So what ended up happening was there was a scan of internet connected industrial equipment, which found 4,400 exposed PLCs, including 22 in cities recently targeted by water system attacks, right? So we talked about this before, and I know there was one that was kind of close to home to you a few years ago, right? There was a water sanitation or water waste treatment
Yeah, it was
plant.
in Oldmar.
Yeah. That kind of hit close to home. Not saying you were affected, but it was like, man, that ain't far away from me, but that was years ago, right? So
Right, right. I got that good old Zephyr Hills
there
in my
you go.
backyard.
There you go. I remember the water bottles. I remember. I don't see them lately,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
I'm farther removed from Florida, so that's probably why I don't see them. But yeah, so Boy Scouts Vidir Labs, they published their findings this past Wednesday, and they showed that direct internet access to equipment used in water and wastewater operations remains common despite years of warnings from manufacturers and federal agencies. So even the manufacturers are saying, do not keep these systems internet connected, right? There needs to be some type of segmentation or separation, right? With your firewalls, your defense in depth, like things that don't make it so easy to have these things hacked, right? And so when they did this scan, right, and they ran it through the Shodan search engine, They found that 2,844 of the exposed controllers, which is 65%, were in the United States, right? So what that leads you to believe is that there's a chance that 300, what are we up to now? 330 million people in the United States, right?
I don't even know nowadays,
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
it's crazy. I won't say it's like 330. 330 is a safe bet. It might be
Okay.
above or a little bit below, but 330 million people could be at risk, right? When it comes to this, right? And I realize there are some people that aren't on water, by water treatment plants or wastewater, or whatever, but for the most part, the majority of Americans are on it. So the FBI and the EPA issued a joint advisory last week confirming the attacks on the water and wastewater utilities in at least 12 states since July 27th, right? So we're looking at how many days is that? It's like 2 weeks, not quite 2 weeks. 12 states have been affected by this, right? So the states they named were Michigan, South Dakota, and Georgia. Are among the affected states, right? Nine systems hit Michigan, one wastewater lift station was hit in South Dakota. So this goes to talk about how we've talked about this in the past about there may need to be some federal help when it comes to these types of things getting put under control, right? So, the fact that the attackers are targeting these PLCs as programmable logic controllers, it's an easy target for them, right? And so there was even an advisory. What kind of is upsetting to me, there was an advisory that was put out for this back in 2017 on telling them not to do what they are still doing now in 2026, right? So we're talking. I believe the advisory was when I went and looked it up, it was September of 2017. I want to say when they put the advisory out saying, hey, don't make these open on the internet. Take these steps to secure them right when it comes to the firewalls and defense in depth and layering how you get to them. This shouldn't be something we're doing nowadays. And we say this, and it's not just for this. Like this is important because of how many people can be affected, but it should be for anything. Like even look at the last article we were just talking about, right? With the AI break connecting things to the internet, like this is not what you want to do. I realize there is ease and convenience in doing that, right? Because then you have, the holy grail of people, that get these jobs that work from home, right? Like that's what they want. Like I want to be able to work from home. Well, if you're working from home, you got to be internet connected, right? You're not sitting in a facility with direct connections to equipment or anything like that. So it's just there has to be a balance struck here to where the ease of maintenance, the ease of maintaining, the ease of management can't be the number one goal. It needs to be security because for everything you get out of the ease of maintenance, when it comes to a situation like this where you have so many breaks like this is where it gets bad, right? Like this is where people start to have issues and honestly start to pay attention more, right? Like in this current news cycle that we have, they don't have to wait for a newspaper to get delivered to their house anymore to see these types of things happen, right? They'll see this on social media where they're getting all their news from. They'll see this it'll be brought to them if they're in the area, right? Like if you're in Michigan and you're affected by this, it will show up in your feed, like if you're looking at Yahoo or whatever, right? Like you're close enough to where it's going to get put there to you. So I don't like seeing stuff like this, especially when it's stuff that's been addressed for 9 years ago, right? The CVE 2017 16740. That's a remote code execution law, right? That affects these devices. So the fact that the company that develops the devices put this out there and the water treatment plants and wastewater facilities still didn't take heed. Like this is where the human element of this, like this is always going to be the downfall, right? Because despite what these companies say, the human element of it is, well, I don't want to do that. I want to do this, right? This is how we want to manage it. We bought it. We've done our part. We bought the system. We're implementing the system. We're going to do what we want to do, right? Well, follow the company's guidance, right? Like they're not doing anything to lead you astray most times, right? Unless they're doing PR AI breaks, but usually they're not trying to do you wrong. You know what I'm saying? But Ryan, what's your thoughts on?
We are deeply unserious, is my thought. It's almost a decade old CVE. That is crazy. And we've been talking about it at least for 5 years now. At least 5 years with the Otmar situation that happened. Because I was stationed in Turkey, but yeah, we talked about it and it was like, yeah, that's like my backyard, right? But Zephyr Hills is my actual like plant or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So specifically, these programmable logic controllers were made by Rockwell Automation under the Allen Bradley brand, the MicroLogic 1100s and the 1400 models, and they're exposed to the internet, like easily exposed to the internet. If they just run a scan and they can see these things out there, I get it. So like my whole thing is I like to meet the client customer organization where they are. But in this case, we know where you've been at for a decade. So it's becoming less and less of a situation we'd be empathetic. It's more like, okay, this is cost center. Got it. You have to pay for it. You have to fix this. Either local government or federal government has to step in and say you must do by this date, or you will be fined or whatever. Right? There has to be some kind of regulation that's pushed down on them to make them do it. But the problem is that these companies are probably going to take it out of if they're not given the money by a government, they're going to take it out on their
Customers.
I don't, yeah, customers. I was going to say constituents, but that's not the case. The customers are definitely not the constituents,
Yeah.
and the price of water goes up. You know what I mean? Like, so something has to be done. I think it should be maybe a little bit of both, right? Like just to make it happen a little bit faster. But again, I don't know how it's going to impact me, and I don't know how much water costs. To be honest with you, like you pay a water bill like once a quarter or something like that. I don't think you pay them every month. Is water every month?
I pay it every month. I don't know.
I get confused because like sewage is separate, right? Like sewage and waste is like once a quarter. Water is once a month.
That might be
The
an
water bill's not that high.
that might be a thing with your HOA. Maybe that's why it's like that, man.
Could be. Like, so I know water's not that high, but electricity, let me tell you, is ridiculous. So I get not wanting to push it down because people are already having a hard time, right? So, but ultimately, when you say let the government pay for it, the government's going to take it out of taxes. So either way, the people are paying for it. Like money's not free.
I don't
It doesn't
necessarily
grow
know
on
if it'll be the
trees.
government. I think it'll be the local plant. Like all of a sudden, if they go this route, they may or they may not. They may have a vote on it, right? And be like, hey, this is what we need to do to upgrade our infrastructure, right? To do these certain things, and this is what's going to happen. I don't know if I'd like for the government to be the ones to go ahead and do this, right? Like I can tell you right off the rip, there's some spots where it's like you can take money from here, here, and here and make this happen. You know what I mean? But more than likely, what'll happen is you'll get a notice saying, hey, your rates are going up, because of this infrastructure upgrade or whatever. And people may
Right.
fight it. Like you may have a town hall or something to address it with them, but nothing will come of it, right? And like this is kind of the world we live in right now, right? So like I know here in Colorado, like you're talking about the electric bill, like we have summer rates now to where the kilowatt hour doubles. It literally doubles. And
Oof.
like we were I was out at lunch yesterday with my wife and she was like, geez, like she just happened to be looking at something. I was like, what's going on? She turned it around to me and showed me what our electric and gas bill was going to be. And I was like, I've never seen that high. Like it's never
Yeah,
been
it's
the case.
crazy.
Yeah.
And in my case, right, some of it is self-imposed with the pool, right? I think it definitely cranked the bill up a little bit, but man, I'm seeing people post theirs because you know how you have those community pages, right? Like, so they're posting their numbers. I'm like, their number's close to my number. And they don't even have a pool. So I'm like, what? They must just be AC running? Like, I don't know what's going on over there. You over here mining Bitcoin? Like, what are you doing? But it is ridiculous how much we're paying. So I get it, not wanting to pass that down. But at the end of the day, like if your power plant, like, cause what happened in places like, I think Michigan got hit because it's been weeks of this happening. And then finally this article popped up when we came back and I was like, okay, we'll do this one because it's more of an umbrella over the whole situation. But like people or like bad actors out there, whether it be state actors or not, are changing like the pressure on gauges and things of that nature. Like it's super dangerous stuff. Like again, I'm not an engineer, but I know that that's not good, right? To cause pressure fluctuations, cause flooding and things of that nature is what they were seeing within the plants. So like you could take a system offline, right? And then how long before people run out of water? There's not a lot of wells in areas that have big plants, right? So like how do you get to fresh water? Then people make a run on the stores, right? Like it can cause a lot of panic if they were to take down a water plant. So it's like, this has to be done. Well, I don't know where the funding's going to come from. But there's definitely the expertise out there. Like if they were to put this out for bid, a large company would jump on this all day. And then they would, it would turn down to like what we call a sub type situation, right? So you'd have a prime, you have a couple of subs, and they would go out and they would go forth and conquer. But it would not be cheap. But it could easily be turned into a project to knock this out fairly fast. And you see this within assessments all the time. Like Texas has a big thing where they're ramping up to take care of their federal government, local government, and things of that nature with their own CSF. I think it's called like TCSF. And, a request for bid goes out, a company picks it up, a bunch of subs, fill in the gaps, and then they go forth and they conquer. Like something like that could be done in this case when it comes to these exposed systems. And I hate to bring it up because we always bring it up, but had there not been certain cuts to like CISA and other organizations, like this would be something that they could potentially put under their umbrella and go forth and conquer. But they're obviously been shrunk to a size where like this is would be a lot to put on their shoulders.
Knew where you were going because I was thinking the same thing. Like that was going to be
Yeah.
the point I'd make. Is like we're making cuts out here to organizations that like this is in their wheelhouse, right? Like this is the stuff that they can help with. So yeah, man, I'm with you on that. Like we for the cuts that were made, a year ago, a year and a half ago, and for them trying to recover from that because we've seen it to where there were cuts made in the federal government and then they come back and are like, yeah, we cut too deep, right? Like, which is always
Right.
the case whenever the federal government or even the military, like when they're like, yeah, we need to do these cuts, we need to get rid of 25,000 people or whatever it may be. But okay, yeah, that's too much, so yeah, that's it. This is there really is no excuse for this, right? Like I don't want to give a pass because it's like again, the CVE was old, right? It's one of those things where you've seen it in the news. It's not like this recent spate of states that got caught. What was it 9, 12, whatever I said, whatever number I said, I put out there. It's not like this was new and it's like, oh, we've never seen this before, right? I would figure what I would assume would happen is that when news like this gets out there, that there is somebody in these organizations to where it's like, hey, they put this out to be like, we should probably address this. Like, we don't want this to be us. You know what I mean? We don't want to be the ones in the news dealing with this or whatever, because even if it's not strictly enforced, that they need to follow, cybersecurity rules like they should to make their plants stay safe. You don't want to be the one that's made an example of when it's that last straw on the camel's back, right? That's what I would hope would be the case, but I don't think that's it. The fact that we're seeing so many even right now, like this is crazy, especially when it comes to the PLCs, right? Because like you were talking about, they control the valves and things of that nature. Your sensors that show you pressures and things of that nature. What's to say they don't like they could be doing something in the background and you're just not even notified, right? Like they got your sensor showing like everything is running fine and you got pipes blowing up all over the place. You know what I mean? Like it's just I don't know, man. You want to get on top of something like this, you would think, but I don't know. And it could just be the resources aren't there, but if it's not, this is not this is not where you should be cutting corners. You know what I'm saying? But
Right, exactly. Especially being so close to the public. Like everyone needs water. It's like something that you cannot live without. Yeah, I think you can go without food for 10 days or something like that, or even longer, but you can't go without water for like longer than 72 hours.
look,
So
I don't know how long people can go, but I know I had a colonoscopy recently and that liquid diet was no, that was like a day and a half. I was like, I'll never again. I'll just deal with it.
yeah, it's crazy. So you think that'd be something that you definitely want to stay on top of, and which we don't know. They may be working on the background, but like like prove it to me. Because again, the CVE is almost a decade old. So like, how seriously are you taking it now with what just happened? Like maybe they are starting to step in and try to correct this because of such the scale of which
Yeah, it was
it took
it was
place.
more
Like this definitely
widespread.
was
Yeah.
yeah, definitely was nation state attackers and probably, or in some regard, pretty close to nation state attackers. But again, like it kind of washed over everybody. Like I wanted to jump on it because I was like, oh, okay, this is something we talked about. This is something we can speak on the podcast. But I found this article and then that's pretty much it. So it washed out of the headlines within 2 weeks. So guys, I don't know.
I want to say even in the article, there's dispute about whether or not it was a nation state. Like I want to say there was people that were pointing to that it was Iranian backed, and then there was others that were like, no, I don't think that's the case, blah blah blah, because of how it went out and how widespread it was. And I was like, I don't know, man. Like if you got several sources saying this is what it is,
Yeah.
like
Again, critical infrastructure. Like you don't have to lob missiles and things of that nature when you could just hurt us from the inside out. Like no power, no water, and people go crazy. So like we saw what happened with fuel. We talk about all the time, Colonial Pipeline. You have people putting gas in trash bags and blowing up their garages. Like people go crazy really fast. So you have to make sure that you protect these critical systems. So we ran like I like it. I like the discussion. So we ran a little bit long on both topics. So I'm gonna skip the discussion. Like the discussion was gonna be about CMMC and the current pause. But those who are tracking it know about it, and those who are not probably don't care about it, right? So we may talk about it next week or the week after, right? Because things are steadily changing. But for the most part, what happened was the requirements still exist. You still have to follow the 800-171. However, the third party assessment portion of it has been paused by the Department of War. So we'll get more into that. And then I'm going to take a course. I'm going to take the I think you get your CCP first before you get your CCA. So I'm going to go for my CCP, try to close it out before the summer closes out. But we'll see. I'll keep you posted. But I do want to jump on what we've been doing because it's been like, what, 2 weeks? So jump on, how our week has been. But before we do that, let me plug the show. So again, check us out on your podcast platform of choice. We're also on WDJY 99.1 FM in the Atlanta metro area and Fairfax Radio in the broader Washington, D.C. area. So we are growing. I can't wait to get those Nielsen numbers. And we're looking for sponsorship. So if you are a company that fills our demographic of, we have currently, so before Fairfax came online, we had 27,000 weekly listeners. If you want to reach our demographic and you're a good brand fit, please reach out to me or the radio station. And you can watch us on both YouTube and Spotify because they're beautiful faces. I got nothing going on in the background right now. This is my third setup for this morning because everything went wrong with technically. So I got nothing pretty in the background. But with all that being said, Shannon, how have the past couple weeks been?
I've been pretty good, man. My wife's birthday was this past week, and so
Okay, tell
yeah,
us happy
I'll
birthday.
do it, man. I'll do it. She didn't want to do anything, man. Like, I think we're getting to the point where when it comes to our birthdays, like me personally, I'm like, hey, let's just go out to like a lunch or a dinner or something with the family, just chill. I don't need any presents. I don't need anything. Like, it's just, I don't know. But that's all she wanted was like, hey, let's just hang out at the house. You know what I mean? And she didn't she was non-traditional. She didn't want a birthday cake. So she did a cookie. I went to this place that we'd never gotten cookies from because crumble is usually our spot. I don't know if you know what crumble cookie is.
I can't rock with crumble,
Oh my
man. Like,
gosh.
what's
Yeah.
crazy though is like I really like those cookies look so good, but every time I eat them, I just don't like the texture. It just feels like they're too undone.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
All right. That's not been my
but
experience.
but they be having like amazing looking cookies.
Yeah. Yeah. That's usually our spot, right? But no, I went to this different place and got her a cookie cake, and she loves snickerdoodle. Snickerdoodle cookies are one of her favorites. And so she was like, "Is that a snickerdoodle cookie cake?" I was like, "Yeah." It's like, "Oh, hook you up," you know what I mean? But no, we just hung around the house. You know what I mean? She put one of the boys to work. You know what I mean? So I was like, "All right, that's something I'll have to do." You know what I mean? So like, you got him doing something. He old enough now. He a teen. So he could do some of this work that I've been doing around here. But no, we had a good time doing that, man. And like, I know my my youngest daughter, kids say the darndest things, right? And it's just one of those things where they're honest and they don't realize they're being,
Right.
kind of hurtful. And when it comes to her age, my wife is not. It's not one of those things where she's hiding her age or anything like that. But when kids say certain things, it's just like, ugh, that seems like it cut a little bit. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know. So my daughter, she'll say my wife and I are the same age. Like whenever my wife's birthday happens, like she'll go up a year off, and I'm like, no, I'm not as old as her. Like, you better stop that, stop that nonsense. More just looks at me like, get out of here. But no, it was a good time hanging out with the family and whatnot. So no big issues there. When it comes to like what we're doing media wise, it has not been too much on our end. The wife and I, when we can get together. Like the last couple of weeks, it just seems like we're not able to sit down and do stuff together. There's always something different going on to where,
Right.
we can't make it work. I got to run an errand out of the house while she's doing something else, or you know what I mean. So there was a couple times we sat and watched the TV series Rosewood. It's an old one, right? Morris Chestnut vehicle, which that guy works a lot. You know what I mean? Like
He stays employed.
stays employed, man. Like you see him and stuff, and you're just like, man. I was like, what's Chestnut again? Okay, so it looks like he did back in L.A. back in the day when they shot him up. You know what I mean? Just got
Yeah, he's a
his less hair.
vampire. Him and what was it, Tay Diggs?
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Vampires.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe they have to cut off all their hair to do it, right? Because there's points where they had
Is that what
hair,
it
and then
does?
they
Like
and then
you
they
losing
don't.
your
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like because I mean, you think about Tay, like back when Stella got her groove back, like he had a little bit of hair. He has none now. He's always bald. Morris Chestnut,
in a
there was a
terrible
point.
accent.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It's just like, oh man, like, okay. Well, but hey, it put him on. You know what I mean? So it didn't hurt him any. But yeah, we watched a little bit of that. I started watching this TV series, Betrayal is the name of it, and it caught my attention because I saw an article, like the latest season of it. It took place here in Colorado, where I'm at. So this woman's husband
Okay.
was a police officer that was having affairs, and abusing his position of authority, and he was a police officer in my city, and I was just like, huh. I was like, interesting. So I started watching that. It's called Betrayal, and yeah, it's crazy to me some of the stuff these people think they can get away with, and I'm just like, in this day and age, there's no way you can make that happen
Yeah, it
with
makes no
like,
sense.
yeah,
Like, have you seen CSI?
yeah,
They will figure it out.
or even like even like from a standpoint of everybody has a camera in their pocket now, right? Like I don't know if there's a cell phone you
Yeah,
can get
yeah.
that doesn't have a video.
Everything is wired up, and then these flock cameras, like which I want to talk about one
Yeah,
of these weeks. Like one flock cameras are crazy.
are they getting wild over there? Is it wild over there in Florida with them, man? Because
Yeah, so they put them up a long time ago. Like I saw them and I was like, what is that? It was like last year, but this year, like everywhere. I'd be pointing them out to my kids. They're like, that's a flock camera. Like, I can do X, Y, and Z. Like, it's crazy. They're everywhere.
yes, same thing is happening out here in Colorado. Same type of thing, man. Like we were just having a conversation at work like this past week, like talking about it. And it was like, oh, I was like, is that like, I didn't know what it was. I was like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Because they look harmless. But I was like,
Yeah.
what is that? I was like, is it a speed camera? We don't really do speed cameras in my county. And then over time, it started to come out about flock cameras. I was like, oh man, they put at least 10 of them up before I figured out what it was.
Yeah.
I was like, what is that?
You start seeing more shaded license plate covers and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
It was just,
Yeah.
like, but yeah, that's becoming a thing out here too, man. But yeah, no, it's been some quiet weeks. You know what I mean? Coming up, the family, my children start school next week. So I asked my youngest daughter used to love school, and she's just not for it anymore. Like now she's to the point where she's like, because it's getting harder, right? I think when you're younger, when you're in your kindergarten, your first grade, like it's fun, right? We
Right.
go in, we learn stuff, we color, we come home, right? They feed us, give us snacks, and then we come home. It's a little bit different now. Now they want you to earn it, right? Now my property taxes are being put to good use now. You know what I'm saying? So
Right. Right.
yeah, but so yeah, they start school. My son, I think, is a day behind her because of the grade that he's going into. So, but yeah, man, it's just life is happening, man. Life is happening. Not too much to write home about. I wanted to. I know we had talked about it offline about like stuff we wanted to watch and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, I want to get that in. And I never got a chance to do it. I know you're.
Oh, no, you
Yeah,
didn't? Oh,
I didn't. But that's kind of it from my end, man. What about you?
so similar boat. So we went to Disney for it was 4 days. We did because we did water park and then we did three other parks. We did Blizzard Bay, I think it was called their water park, which is not it is nice. Like we've I think this is our first time going to it. It's not as big as like Volcano Bay when you go to like Universal, but it's way cleaner. So and I keep throwing these little digs at different companies. If you want to sponsor, I will change my tone. Crumble and Universal, but it was real nice. Like it's a little bit smaller, so that was how we started our day out. Was our vacation out was we went to the water park, checked into the hotel. We did a resort it's by Disney Springs, so it's like you have to catch one of their buses. Which they have crazy transit over by Disney, right? So like there's gonna be a Disney bus, or there's gonna be a boat of some sort. Like they will get you to where you need to be. So this one required us to take a bus to different parks, like 15-20 minute ride maybe, but it's still their resort. So we stayed there. I think it's called Key West. It was okay. Like it's basically like a apartment type situation. I liked it. And then we first day's water park. That was fun. And thank God overcast. So like every day it was supposed to like pour and it didn't. Like I think one of the days it did rain, but we were on a ride when it was raining. So we didn't even get impacted. But the next day was Epcot. And then we did Magic Kingdom. The Animal Kingdom was the final day. Put like 26-30 miles on our feet walking around these parks. So I'd lost some weight. I was like, this is where it's at. But yeah, every day was not unreasonably hot. You know, we had some magic bands or lightning lanes or whatever they call it. So we only had to stand for a couple rides. I loved it. Like my favorite ride out there is still Guardians of the Galaxy. But like my second favorite is Tron. Like the Tron aesthetic is dope. Like if you get a chance to ride it, but it's so fast that it's too short. It feels like it's like you're on the cycle, you're inside, you're outside, you're inside, and then get out. But the aesthetic is crazy. It makes me really wish they'd do a good job making a Tron movie. Or do a Tron anime. I don't know. Like it probably would lend itself to anime pretty well.
You've seen all the Tron movies, like even the last one, Ares or whatever
Not
it
the
is.
last one.
Okay,
No,
all
I didn't see
right.
the last
You,
one. I need to though. I still have to watch it, but I heard it's not
yeah,
good. Jared Leto, man, like his joints be hit or miss. Because I liked him in Masters of the Universe, is the movie that we both said we watched. So I'll hold off on my discussion of it until you watch it. But
And that's
not
hold on.
bad.
Give it to the people. So Ryan, remember we here for the people, man. Give it to the people. Let them know. Let them know how you feel about. Because I am going to watch it. I just didn't get around to it, man. But like,
Got you.
let our adoring public know what they're in for if they watch it.
It wasn't bad. Like I would have. I like that I watched it on stream. Not supposed to go to the theater for it, but it didn't take itself seriously. It's like, hey, we realize we're a 1970s, 80s IP, and none of this stuff makes sense. So they lean into it, and I think they do a really good job. And Jared Leto plays Skeletor. So, and the way they did him, it doesn't look cheesy, right? Because he's a man with a skull for a face, but his eyes are like these red dots that, like, like they dart around as he looks at things. And I thought it was a good job. I didn't even know it was Jared Leto until when they show the actors' names. I was like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. And he very much stole the show, right? Like he was playing it over the top, like like really, like this is what a villain during this time is. Like, I don't need a backstory. I have a skull for a face. I'm the bad guy. So I was like, okay, I like it. I like where they're going with it. Even had end credits, right? They're trying to build out their universe. I won't spoil what they show, but I was like, oh, okay. I can see them turn this into something. I don't know if it made enough money though. You know what I mean? But it was like number 1 on streaming, and I did enjoy it.
So because of the time frame of the IP, like that audience is us. Like it's us that grew up watching He-Man, right? Like, cause that's what it is. They call it Masters of the Universe, but it's He-Man. Like we knew it as
Yeah.
He-Man.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I think that's probably, and because you say they kind of lean into like the campiness of it, like I
Yeah.
don't know if the younger generation, like in this day and age, if that's really what they're out there looking for. Like they're out there probably saying whatever the new slang is that I do not know that it is, I know it's
Right.
not washed anymore or whatever, but like whatever the new is what they're
Or
out there
chopped
saying.
or,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. I'm like,
You
what
know
are
what
y'all
I
talking
mean?
about?
Yeah, like you get off my lawn. Like I'm gonna embrace it now. Get off my lawn. But yeah, I don't I think their audience was an older audience because I find myself like when I try to show my children stuff that I grew up with, they're like, "How did
Yeah.
you watch this?" I'm like, "This was the thing, back when I was younger than you." You know what I mean? Like this is what I had, man. Like there was nothing better. Like the GI Joe with the lasers and like the
Yeah.
frames. It doesn't seem like there's enough frames in it, like for to have the action movement. Like this is what I had. I didn't complain about it. I was like, your options are better, right? Like you should thank me for what I provide to you now. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
you could turn
Right. I
on and
don't think
there's
they deserve it. You don't deserve the MCU.
you don't.
You didn't earn it.
You don't. These Michael Bay Transformers that you grew up with, it's not the same as what I had. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, no, man. I don't know, man. Like it's I wanted to watch it. I did. It wasn't like I was avoiding it or anything. I couldn't make the time
It's worth a
to
stream.
do it.
Like whenever you get a chance, it's definitely worth a stream. Like
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. It made me laugh out loud a couple times. Where you're like, that's just ridiculous.
Did you just watch it by yourself or did you have any of your children there with you?
Like, I started with my wife, and then she left. She wasn't into He-Man, right? She was just like, "Yo, this is crazy. I'm gonna go do something different." So I was the only one watching it. But my son asked me after. He was like, "Was it worth it?" I was like, "Yeah, actually, it was. It was definitely worth my time." And I hope they do continue on and do some more with it. I watched Obsession with my wife. Amazing. Like I am like, yo, YouTube is eating Hollywood's lunch over here. Like this director did his thing. So I'm hoping to see more movies from, I think it's like Corey Barker or something like that. It's his name. He's a YouTube director. But yeah, off the less than $1 million, which it still seems like a lot of money. He did his thing. Like that movie was really good. And it's not like a demonic possession movie. It plays it more like a single white female or like one of those type thrillers, right? Like it's like a really good mix of thriller on top of like something going on here in the
Like
background.
Sliver or something like that. Like I don't know if you've ever seen Sliver. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
The guy
I
owns the
have. Yeah,
building. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So I would say it's worth your time. Again, like he did his thing. Like and those actors are really good, especially the one lady. Is it like Indy Navarrete? I can't really. I'm probably butchering her name, but she's definitely gonna be amazing actress. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I give it 10, and I watched something else. Spider-Man Brand New Day. Great. I was really surprised. Not because I'm a big Spider-Man fan, right? But I was surprised because Sony is not doing this thing. I tell you that when it comes to their spinoffs, right? Like the Craven, Madam Web. What was the other one that they did? The Venom 2 and 3. Like not that great. But whenever they dabble with MCU, like whenever Marvel has a major influence, because there's a lot of cameos, right, from the MCU in this one. And I heard that like I was watching some videos of it went through multiple
Reshoots.
drafts. Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
kept like because it was leaning way more Sony verse than it was MCU, and they slowly drug it back over. But they didn't want to make it. They didn't want it to be Avengers level, right? They wanted him to still be street level, like like this is a thing that Spider-Man would have to take care of, and while everybody else is busy doing their own thing. I thought they did an amazing job, especially like blending in the Punisher and all that good stuff. Which is I'm not spoiling anything. He's in the trailer, but yeah, I thought they did a really good job. So I can't wait for it to come home, which made it inspired me, right? Like I came home and I was like, I want to watch a Spider-Man movie. And I was like, I was flipping through and I was like, well, I just saw a Spider-Man movie. And then I saw Days of Futures Past was like and you know how you do like the top streaming right now or whatever. And I was like, I haven't watched that thing in a minute. I started, I was like, this was one of the best Fox X-Men movies they made. I was like, this is great. So I watched that again as well. Not really a lot of game playing. I didn't play a lot of games. That's Halo. So I did start Halo, but I got it during vacation weekend, right? Like because we had a vacation. We had my wife's birthday was a few weeks ago, so we went into a resort. So I the timing wasn't right for the game. Excuse me. So I played a little bit before we left, and now I got to jump back into it now that we're back home. But feels like Halo. Doesn't look like Halo. It looks amazing, right? So I definitely recommend. I think it's $50. I'm playing it like on the PlayStation only because it's such a novelty to be playing Halo on a PlayStation. So I've put it through its paces. I've played it on my Xbox. I've played it on my PlayStation Portal, and I'm going to try it on the PC later. But so far, man, it looks amazing. And it's a great combination of Halo 1, 2, and 3 stuff retconned into Halo CE. So you'll be able to sprint. You'll be able to hijack vehicles. There'll be weapons that you didn't have access to. You can EMP vehicles. Like you couldn't do that in Halo 1, like where you shoot the charged plasma shot at a vehicle. It wouldn't disable it. Like the only negative I would say out of all of that is that you can destroy the Warthog now. And that used to be fun because it was indestructible. So you're like, you can send that thing flying, but you can't do that anymore. Like I killed myself so many times trying to take on like, what are they called? The big worm dudes, hunters, try and take on hunters in the vehicle and they just blow the vehicle up. Because now it has like, it takes damage and it has physics more akin to Halo 2 and 3 as opposed to Halo 1, where it was just like you flip that thing off the planet. But it's amazing. Like, so I highly recommend it to anybody who is a Halo fan or has not played Halo. So it still holds up to this day. To this day.
You did remind me when you said something about Spider-Man. I did watch that Punisher One Last Kill or whatever it was. That
What did
little,
you?
yeah,
What'd you think?
it was okay. Does it
What?
so does it tie in directly to Spider-Man? So does that, because it came out before Spider-Man was released, right?
So
So
no, but they know each other, right? So it's more like, okay, we're going to start to blend in the street level dudes, like the Punisher. Like there were no what do they call it? What do they call themselves? The Jessica Jones, Iron Fist,
yeah,
the Defenders. So there's no
Defenders.
Defenders tie-ins or anything like that. But you can, if they were to walk on screen, I would be like, that just makes sense. Like that's how blended it is. Like if Daredevil were to do a backflip into the scene, I would be like, okay, that makes sense.
They're both in New
But no,
York.
they focused on
Just
the Punisher.
different parts of New York. They're both in New York though. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Like, so they made it seem like they have interacted before. And I thought that was cool. As opposed to like you having to see everything, you don't have to see everything. But the Punisher, what's his name? Like John Barenthal or whatever. He is becoming the Sam Jackson of movies. Cause if anybody's going to curse, it's going to be him. So they let him throw a few of them out there. I was like, okay. So he's very much not toned down. It's just, obviously he didn't kill 100 dudes in an apartment building in the movie, obviously, but he tries.
Yeah, I like when I watched it, I was just like, I understand. I can suspend disbelief and I understand what they were trying to do, but I'm like, this is just, it might be a bridge too far. right? Like with the
Yeah,
one last kill. I was like, come on, lady. Like
it was
you,
like the raid, but Punisher.
yeah, I just,
He just wasn't doing it for
how,
you.
but how do you get all those people? Like it had to be 100 people. Like I know you like seem like
Yeah,
you were joking. It was
like
like
literally,
100.
there's a kill count. I think it's like either he killed 100 or 101 people.
Yeah, yeah. It's wild to me, right? Like she sent them all to one project.
It's
It's just like,
hey, it's the rage. They came after the wrong man. That's how it always works out. Like there's a movie called The Furious or Furious or something like that. Was going to be the same thing. I can't wait to that thing stream it. Like
really?
a dude in a building just tearing people up.
I don't know, man. It just it didn't do it for me. And even the story of it, like I don't know. And they spent the first 20 minutes, right? And I here's the thing. He definitely has to have PTSD. It's understood, right? Like, and it's a serious thing.
like
But like,
the worst
y-
on the planet.
yeah, yeah. But like some of the stuff they were going into, I'm just like, I don't know, man. And like after I watched it, I came across an article where the girl that plays his daughter in the movie is his daughter in real life, apparently, or in that
Oh, okay.
snippet. Yeah, is his daughter in real life. So. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. You know what I mean? But yeah, that dude, I like him anyway. Like even when he was in The Accountant, like especially the second one, like he's comedic. You know what I mean? But it's just
Right.
kind of not how you expect. But like, no, he does some good stuff, man. I like him. He did another one. What was the other one where he was the Baltimore police officer? It's like loosely based on like real life events. I can't remember the
No,
name of it.
I know him from The Walking Dead. He was Shane.
I see. I never watched The Walking Dead. Never watched The Walking Dead. So I
Yeah, he's only in the first. Or is he in 2 seasons? I know he's in the first season. But yeah, he's a great actor. But yeah, I liked One Last Kill. It didn't quite go where I thought it was going, right? Based on the title. But I think it was a good reintroduction to people. Like, hey, remember the Punisher? He's
don't.
not just from Daredevil show.
But the thing is, like, usually when Disney does stuff like that, it's a tie-in. So the fact that it didn't tie in or it didn't pick up, right? Like
Right,
maybe Spider-Man wandered into that neighborhood and he came across him. Like all of a sudden he just turns around after the last guy or something. You know what I mean? Like it's stuff like that.
right.
Like what was the reason for that, right? And
I literally just think they wanted to lift him out of Born Again. They're like, hey, like we did a really good tie-in. Everybody didn't see this because I didn't watch the latest season of Daredevil. I need to because it is pretty good. No,
I, I
it was good.
I got to be honest with you, man. When they did that first season of Born Again or whatever, it started out good, and to me, it just got worse as it went on.
It's like
I was
petered
just
out.
like,
Yeah, because I only watched
yeah,
like the very beginning of it. I was like, this is pretty good.
yeah. For me, man, like I don't know, maybe that's why I'm not in a rush to see the second one, the second
Gotcha,
season.
gotcha.
But I mean, I'm paying for it, right? But I'm
Right.
paying for the service. I might as well, and it's all complete now too, I believe. So like, it's not like
Okay.
I gotta wait. Like I'm kind of like I'm getting like you, man. Like I probably won't watch it every week. I'm wait for the whole thing to finish, like the whole
Yeah,
season.
just give me the whole thing.
Yeah,
Or at least give me a couple episodes at a time. Like I like when Prime does it.
Invincible.
They're like, okay, here's
Yeah.
2 or 3
hmm
to whet your appetite.
hmm
But yeah, this one episode, I'm like, oh, man, it makes me feel like, I remember when we were kids and the TV guide would be on TV
Yes.
and you would miss what you're looking for
Yeah.
and you had to wait for it to rotate.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like. Just give me the thing. Let me watch it. But yeah, it's basically it for me, man. Like I plan on, I probably dabble in some older Fox movies because I was like, these weren't bad. Like they did a pretty good job before the MCU kicked off and play that Halo until Wolverine comes out in September. So that's the whole thing with the Sony blackout. So basically, if people are upset because Sony said no more disc, like they're getting away from physical media in it's either 2027 or 2028. I can't remember.
I think it's
So it's either
28.
next year or the year after. I think it's the year
Yeah.
after. And people are very upset because a lot of people like physical discs. But when you see the numbers, like Sony is like 80 something percent of my customers are digital only. To include myself, I haven't bought it. Like the last 2 discs I had for a console was the PS4. One of them was Uncharted 4, and the other one was Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth because it was my birthday present. So my family wanted to give me a disc, as opposed to giving me a gift card. And that's it. Like the only physical things I have are the cartridges for my Switch. Like I don't want to get up. I just want to download it and I just want to play it. So I get it, but I get people, wanting to preserve games and have physical media and things of that nature. So they're going to do the blackout the end of this month, but there's nothing really coming out. So it's like, you're not going to really black them out unless you did this during the drop of Wolverine or Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto
Yeah. Yeah.
6. Like
Yeah.
you're not doing it at the right time. Right. So it's like, you're not going to really demonstrate anything to them except for, like show that you're upset, but you're not going to take any money out of their pockets. So that's my whole thing. Speaking of which, GTA 6, Netflix, can't wait. That's August 27th, I think. So, I mean, I'm sold. Like, you don't even have to give me. I bought this game no trailer. I'm debating. I'm going to watch it only because it's such a big thing, cultural significance. But I can go without a trailer. I know this is going to be a product worth my money. I get $100. Take my money. We will see.
Couldn't take it. They couldn't take it fast enough, right? Like,
Could not. Like I cannot wait for this game, man. November 19th. So put some PTO on that day. It's gonna be a ghost town at everybody's job.
Thanksgiving's going to be ruined. People are going to be like, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
less turkeys sold this year, but
Right, right. People just locked in the house playing GTA 6. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me, man. Like I got a bunch of interviews I need to finally produce and put out there. I got one with Lindome from Weesis. So I'm waiting for their approval and then I'll put that one out there. But I have a bunch of other ones that are ready to go as well. So you'll see a lot more interviews start to pop up over the next month or so. Yeah, just excited to see where the show goes, see those Nielsen numbers now that we're on 2 radio stations. So that's a perfect segue. So please continue to check us out on your podcast platform of choice, as well as on video on YouTube and Spotify, as well as on the radio. We're on WDJY 99.1 FM in the Atlanta metro area, as well as Fairfax Radio in Washington, D.C. And then you can check us out at all the websites that go by our name. You can go to theothersideofthefirewall.com to pick up the guide. So I've interviewed 26 people, talked about their cybersecurity journeys. I think it'll help you along yours as well. And then, of course, you can go to ryanwilliamssenior.com so you can check out all my projects and what I got going on. Stay safe. Stay secure.